Hi guys, this is Tablet-News.com and here with the review of iOS 11. So I am wielding right now a iPhone 7 and an iPad Mini Retina. So let's access Tablet-News.com for some reference. iOS 11 came to these devices on September 19th. It's as fresh as they come and it has quite a few features. I have gathered 30 features to show you. So here we are. Okay, so iOS 11, it takes up about 1.89 gigabytes of space, and you can get it if you have upwards from iPhone 5s, upwards from iPad Mini Retina, which I actually have here. It was unveiled in June 5th, and came in September 19th. So the main innovation, the brand new control center. You can see it here, and on the iPad you can see it here together with the multitasking area. This is the new control center, and before it used to be an area that went up with a swipe, took up this band here. Now it's a full screen, it supports 3D touch, and you can view expanded versions of these settings. Okay, and you can tweak the brightness like this. You press it and you move around, and that's one of the items. You can also add more apps here. The list is ever growing, and you can this time record screen, which we couldn't before. So right now I'm recording the screen, and no matter what I do, it shows up here. You'll be able to see a video. So if I go to photos and if I go to the browser, everything will be recorded and I can watch it later on. This is a boon for gamers who will be very happy to have this feature. Okay, that's only one of the aspects. Of course, you can go here and control center, customize controls, and you can add all the apps and shortcuts you want. So control center out of the way. Now the design, well, it involves a lot of bold fonts and a lot of headers. You go here, you notice that a lot of big thick fonts, and it also happens in the settings. Everything seems to draw inspiration from Apple Music, if you ask me, and everything is bolder. Some of the apps got rid of their edges, so you can see here that we do no longer have edges around the buttons. Those are the design changes, and other than that, a very important thing is the fact that the lock screen has been unified with the notification center, so you can actually call upon the lock screen when you're in a regular area. So like this, you call the lock screen and then you can swipe to view earlier notifications. Let's see if it happens on the iPad Mini Retina as well, since we are here at Tablet-News.com. So we call onto the lock screen, which seems to showcase the notifications, which is exactly what we wanted. So lock screen here, and summoned once again here. Of course, we still have the today view with all the widgets associated here. It's intact and it's basically the same as before. Now Siri gets a much more realistic voice, more human, closer to reality, and also it has deep learning, and it's synced on all of your devices. It gets a new icon, more translation languages. It learns from your news, music, movies, books, and what you like and read. What's the weather like?
Here's the weather today.
You can see we also have a new icon for Siri. Tell me a joke.
I don't think you'd understand a joke in my language. They're not so funny.
It seems
Anyway.
faster and more natural than before, which is one of the improvements. Now, another novelty is the Files app. Yes, we have a Files app here, and hopefully also have it on my iPad. Should be here somewhere, but good luck finding it because we have quite a few items installed. Anyways, this is the Files app. It can hook up to your Dropbox, to your iCloud Drive, and you can look stuff up. You have your presentations, music, your videos, and install files and whatever you want. Finally, a file manager on iOS. So Files app available. And by the way, you also have favorites and tags to find things easier, color-coded tags even. Okay, and by the way, speaking of tags and things like that, and codes and other gimmicks, you can actually go ahead and scan QR codes, believe it or not. So you can scan them from the camera app, which has been upgraded. So let's use the iPad QR code to look something up online. And I was actually shocked by how fast this is. So check this out. It already told that there's something to scan without prior installations or instructions. Okay, it's Tablet-News.com, so it's all about tablets. On the iPad, you can see we got a new iPad dock. Before we didn't have it, and this iPad dock reminds me of the Mac. You can pull it up in any app. So let's say you're in something like a clock. Pull it up. You're inside videos. pull it up without a problem. Okay, and we also have a new app switcher for the iPad, basically a whole collection of windows. You can view your multitasking windows here, you can view the control center, they're all together now. It feels a bit like mission control on the Mac. And you can also see the app, and you can also add stuff on top of it like this. So you can have two apps open at the same time and alternate between them easily, like I'm doing right now. By the way, you can also drag and drop stuff if you split the screen in two. Not available on this iPad, sadly. Basically, split the screen in two and drag pictures and text from one side to the other, from, let's say, the browser to the mail, and that's only one example. One of the things I love the most about this update, I'm actually loving it a lot, is the input. So something called QuickType is available now, and now you can swipe down on a key to write a symbol, which is brilliant, or write a number. That's a great idea. Whoever came up with that, it's very simple, but it's also very intuitive. Whoever came up with that deserves a prize. Now, screenshots have also evolved. So if you take a screenshot, the animation has changed. And you can also use markup tools on it. Here we go. We got here a variety of pens, scribble around, select what you scribbled, move it around or move parts of it around, change the color, scribble in different colors, and you add text, signature, magnifier, or various shapes and sizes, filled or not, and arrows. Okay, so that's the markup added to the screenshots, quite useful if you want to show someone details on a map or a sketch. You can also make a PDF from those things that you screenshot and modify. And now if you go to the Messages app, okay, we go here. I will not show you my messages. Nope. I want to show you something else though. We got sort of its own app store integrated in the bottom part, and also some new effects. Echo and Spotlight. Echo repeats the message all over the screen, and Spotlight highlights it in a thread. So you can also, by the way, send money with iMessages, or better said messages, via Apple Pay. So send money and new app shortcuts and new effects. Now the Notes app has also been bumped up. There's instant notes and inline drawing if you're using the Apple Pencil, and you can scan documents now. So let's go to Notes, open it up, add something new here. And one of the things I love the most about it, which I don't seem to be seeing on the iPad version of it, let's see it here maybe. Well folks, tables. I'm loving the new tables. You can add them from here, quite useful. It's not Excel, but it should work. And you can also scan documents. It will automatically clip their edges, get rid of the glare, and improve everything, remove the tilt, glare, and the edges. So excellent document scanning. You can also add a sketch if you want to, and use the ruler, and several other options. We have here annotations and lines. So document has evolved a lot over the past years. Okay, those are some of the options. By the way, you can recognize handwriting and also make it searchable, so that's nice. Now maps has also been upgraded. It's got maps of airports and malls, indoor maps. It's got lane guidance, and speed limits are shown here. We don't have Apple News on this device, but you should know that Apple News now received a tab called Spotlight. That's new. And speaking of other novelty, well, let's have a glance at Apple Music. Apple Music has a section called Connect, where you can connect your artists, something like, I don't know, socialize with them and post comments on their things. Now you can actually connect amongst yourselves. I'm talking about you, the fans of the artists. Not just now, so it also becomes a sort of social networking area via Connect. Okay, now the camera has also been upgraded. So if you go into the camera and take something like a live shot, it's taken, and now you can actually select which bit of it to display as the thumbnail or choose from it. And if you go back, you also have these new effects: live, loop, or bounce. Loop is basically like boomerang. It keeps looping over and over again. Bounce speaks for itself, and long exposure is basically creepy and ghostly, sort of like, I don't know, Twin Peaks version of your photo. You can also capture live photos in FaceTime calls, and a very important improvement has happened behind the scenes. The codecs have changed. Now we get support for HEVC H.265, and also compression has been made 2x now, so things will take up 50% less space on your device in both photos and videos. Instead of JPEGs, we have HEIF, which are 50% smaller, and memories have a new way of being organized. So memories are usually a sort of best of and most emotional moments from your past month. Now pets and children will be automatically identified. And we also have a folder for GIFs. If you store those, it's called animated and should be separate. Now Safari has received some improvements. It's got this rounded top bar here. It's got anti-tracker features for sites. Siri can learn from it. It's got a smoother scroll and a brand new video UI. And I want to show you its options. So Safari, I don't know if I said Siri before or not. Anyways, Siri is included with search and suggestions, and you can prevent cross-site tracking and also ask websites not to track you. Now other improvements, health has changed a bit in interface, focuses on calendar more, and you can sync across your devices. Now the home app has speaker support, multi-speaker support, and that's useful for the future Apple HomePod. Another novelty is the fact that AirPlay now supports multi-room play for up to 6 speakers or something like that, which is pretty impressive. I should also mention that we have Do Not Disturb while driving, and you can use QuickType with one hand. So I guess I'm going to show this on the iPhone. So QuickType is activated like this. So you can use it with a single hand, or you can activate it for lefties like this. Use it easily to type. Okay, so the App Store has also changed. It's got a new interface, it's got a Today area, and it splits the games separately from the apps. Brand new interface with an emphasis on pictures and previews, and also the reviews are really highlighted. So if you go here, Monument Valley, you can see its reviews like on a special gaming website, pretty well highlighted. Not a big fan of this new design, I have to admit it, but I will get accustomed to it. That's it. Okay, so it reminds me of Apple Music just a little bit. And another important feature is the SOS one. So if I press the power button 5 times, it will automatically call the 911 number, and it will also deactivate Touch ID. We also have a new volume slider in videos, and we also have AR kit, so augmented reality features via AR-Kit are here. There's an app that measures the height of objects. There's an app for Cosmos. You can see the stars around you. So if you want to measure the height of this tablet, you can do it. It's getting a read on it right now, and it's saying it in meters or feet. Doesn't work every time, but in the end AR is still beginning. It's still early on the iPhone and iPad. At least you can use a dock here, place it around, move it, and that's part of the AR experience. It's quite fast and quite snappy, and a lot of stuff will come in the App Store section with AR, believe me. This is the Night Sky app. You can view constellations around you with augmented reality. Here we go. Check it out like this, view them here, press this, and it actually shows you overlapped on top of what you're seeing. Another novelty is the fact that you can draw in your mail apps. So if I go to the email and I want to compose a new message, you can already see I have a drawing here. Let's cancel the draft, maybe start a new one, press here, insert drawing, and then you get your tools and start drawing around, and it will go straight into your email. Other things, well, iOS 11 also brings a feature that lets you hold your new device close to an older one or close to a Mac and have all of your settings and apps synced. So you buy a new iPhone, buy a new iPad, hold it close to the Mac or to the older iPhone, and it will transfer the settings automatically, which is very nice. Apple also worked around the storage, so let's go and check that out. iPhone storage, It has a new design and you can offload unused apps and free a lot of space. Get rid of all those documents and files you never use, all the bits and files that aren't actually useful, and you can live without them easily. So these are the 30 changes. I don't know if you counted them. I have. There are 30 main changes of iOS 11. Overall, they're rather small but rather useful. I'm actually loving the keyboard changes, the camera changes, the fact that it frees a ton of space on devices, and still I'm not a very big fan of the interface change. I think that the dock on the iPad is useful, but I think it's more useful on a bigger tablet than mine for sure. So this is it from Tablet-News.com. We analyzed 30 features from iOS 11. This is it from us. Bye bye.